In this video we're going to have a quick look at how we complete the square. We've got a very simple quadratic, and completing the square means that we're going to put it into this form. So to begin with, I'm just going to consider my quadratic as ax squared plus bx's plus c. Okay, and I'm actually going to make this one equal to 0 to begin with. Now, in this example, a is 1. Be careful here, b is actually -1 and c is -6. Now the first step of completing the square, I'm just going to simply add c to both sides. Next, and although there are shortcuts, I like to think about writing down b over 2, so it gives me -1/2, and b over 2, and I'm going to square this and I'm going to keep it as a fraction, quarter. Now next I'm going to add b over 2 squared to both sides, so this becomes x squared minus x plus a quarter, and I'm probably going to be doing this without a calculator, so I want to keep these as quarters. Okay, this side will always factorize perfectly into one bracket, which is x, and then I just take b over 2, and this is why I wanted to write down this line. I wanted to remember what b over 2 was. It's -1/2, and I square it, and on this side I'm just going to write down 25 over 4 and a quarter. Now this is the bit quite a lot of my students get confused with. 6 times 4 is 24. There you go, even I can make mistakes. 24, add 1, giving me 25. I was one step ahead of myself. So now I'm going to take this away from both sides. So I've got x minus 1/2, all of that is squared, and take away 25 over 4. And that's basically taking that and completing the square. My h is -1/2 and my k is -25 over 4. Now the next step is, you're asking why. Well, if I graph, I'm going to graph this original one. So let's take my graphic calculator and graph that quadratic. It's x squared minus x minus 6. And let's just draw it. And we're going to come down. And what I'm interested in is this vertex. This is the bottom. So I'm going to solve this, look for the minimum, and the minimum is 1/2 minus 6.25. And that's the minimum of the graph, and it's also called the vertex. And the vertex, 1/2 minus 6.25. Now look at the connection between what we've got in the bracket. It's the negative of what we've got in the bracket, and this are the same thing. The vertex is the minimum point of the graph. If you like, you can think about it being, here's my quadratic, and here's my vertex. That's what the vertex is, the minimum point of the graph. We can also call that a line of symmetry that comes down like that. So x equals 1/2 is a line of symmetry.